to start with, I've seen the whole series. It's fantastic. I'm really happy that it was made. Deals with incredibly important subject matter. I'm assuming that's the reason why you got invited, or was it just because you saw Scott Burns' name on the screenplay?
Maybe a little bit of both. I mean, I read the 2 episodes that Marshall is in and like fell in love with the story of just that particular character. So yeah, I mean, it was the kind of art I want to make that is trying to do something greater than the sum of its parts. And then also it was just a great script.
Yeah, this is also the kind of show that I want to promote because it deals with it's the most important stuff that we could possibly deal with, you know?
Yeah. It's funny. I've been thinking about this a lot today while speaking about it, is just that it feels a little silly to be like, to create a big splashy show to be like climate change exists, which feel like table stakes, but that's the problem. It is table stakes. We're not forced to look at it a lot. It just is the world that we're living in. And so I think one of the particular things that science fiction is great at is that extrapolating ourselves a little bit, like moving a little bit ahead of our current moment and then being like, look at yourself. Look at the choice that you're making, and like this is the consequences of those actions, and that's something that this genre is so good at. So yeah, it's a good use of it.
No, completely. Also, the show does a really great job at focusing on real people, like just people living their lives, as well as the big issues that the world leaders are trying to tackle, all in one series.
Yeah. I think. That was my favorite thing about it, really, was just like these personal stories. And then some of the folks we're looking at are also world leaders, but we're still involved in their personal drama. Some of them are scientists, but we're still involved in their personal drama. Like there's people's jobs and there's the world that we live in. And then there's people. Everybody's just people. And we all experience so much of the same things.
Yeah, one of the things I think in one of your episodes, I think it's a very powerful shot of the congregation sitting there all wearing boots because the congregation is flooded, and that's just the future that's coming.
Yeah, I love that so much. That image and that, not too distant future. If you're at what now is about sea level. Like that's not an unfathomable thing. It's and it's happened in some places in the world already. So like that Miami would be in that position is not is something that building developers there are already thinking about, right? Like that land is becoming unusable because it is going to be underwater. So like what I think another thing that the series kind of subtly hints at is that like capitalism is a few steps ahead of policy in these discussions always, right? Because like it is a better machine. And so it is like, those are the people out there doing the research being like, hey, this is going to be underwater now. So if you're going to sell it, you better sell it fast. It's going to be way harder to sell this when it's underwater. That stuff is scary.
I think about the fact that I will never move to Florida, even if you paid me. Just for many reasons, but that's one of them. What I definitely have to touch on real fast. Your scene partner, I believe her name is Neska.
Oh man.
Yeah, she is fantastic.
How wonderful is she? Yeah.
And not only is she fantastic, but the writing between the two of you is just next level. And it's really shining a light. I mean, it's just so well done. Can you sort of talk about her performance and the writing of those scenes?
I mean, yeah, obviously, like those scenes were what got me to do the test. So the script's totally brilliant. And it does this thing where she is leading, like it is, Marshall is at this somewhat apathetic moment in his life until until she comes along and like starts challenging him. But she does lead those scenes. So you need an actor who can do that, at a very young actor who can do that. And she is so wonderful. I mean, like day one, I was like, oh yeah, it is her scene. So that's definitely her scene. I'm definitely along for the ride. And so, yeah, I had so much fun to work with, and we got to, there's the whole like dream ballet situation of it too. Like we got to do a lot of fun stuff together, which is also great.
Was it in the script that they were going to have you sing, or was it once you got cast, Scott's like, I'm thinking about a song?
I honestly don't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know if it was in there initially, but by the time I got there, I knew it was going to happen, right? It wasn't like sprung on me like by the time I showed up, but I think we had some conversations about it where he was like, hey, what would you think of? I think. But yeah, it's hard for me to remember which came first.
I'm not sure. How much of the series have you actually seen?
I've actually just seen the first 3. I've read a few of the other ones beforehand, but I haven't seen the finished versions.
I'm very curious. I mean, I wanted to ask you what your favorite storyline was of the upcoming ones that you're not a part of, but you haven't seen it yet. I will just say that it's kind of fantastic. Just throwing that out there, Listen, I'm just about out of time with you. Obviously, like everyone, I've actually heard some good things about the Little Mermaid movie. Through my little, rumor mill at Disney. What does it mean for you to be part of that project?
I mean, I'm sort of stunned. I was stunned that they wanted me to be part of it. And then every moment of working on it was like, whoa, this is what I get to do right now. But yeah, I am also eagerly anticipating the release of it. But what I can tell you is that Halle is unbelievable. I know that because I was next to her a lot of the time while she was learning that role. And it's really phenomenal.
My last thing for you. What are you actually filming this year? I'm a really big fan of your work, and I'm just curious.
Oh man. I mean, some stuff I'm about to go shoot that I don't know where I am with allowed to talk about it, but like movies, back to doing some movies, which will be cool. And then season 2 of Blind Spotting is coming out very soon, middle of April. So yeah, that's exciting. Actually going to go premiere the second season at South by Southwest next week. So that's very exciting. Writing a bunch of things. There's a new clipping album coming out in the fall. It's going to be a good year, I think. Sometimes it all happens at once.
I won't be seeing you at South by, but I'm really looking forward to the second season. And truly, I wish you nothing but the best. And if we can help promote your stuff on Collider, please let me know.
We'll reach out, man. Thank you so much.
Cool. Have a great day and congrats on the series. For real.
For sure. Thank you.